Hello, everyone, and welcome to the official start of tonight's Never Going Home stream. Welcome, welcome. It's always nice to have you here. As always, well, not as always, in terms of this stream's lifetime and the summer, we are in the midst of Camp Streamix. And look at me, I am the counselor for Team Annihilation now, and I want to be Darby's best friend. And the more bits you donate, the more we will win the chance to be the best friend of that darling ray of sunshine. So thank you very much.
The more bits you give us, the more funding we have in our traps.
Exactly. So,
Which, by the way, do you still want, like, the Iron Maiden?
yes. Yes. I did want to make some modifications to it, so we'll workshop it after the stream. Sound good?
You know where the blueprints are.
Oh yeah. All right. It's a collaborative effort.
It's the only fun activity in this fucking camp.
Woo. So, might as well get right into it. So, Never Going Home. I am Atwas. I will be your narrator for tonight, and joining me are my lovely cast: Carl.
Hi.
Split.
Yo, what's up?
Upgraded Moon, also known as Jordan. And of course, Sander.
Hello.
Why was it so strong? What the fuck?
He's
I
powerful.
gotta turn
you
you
down.
got
What the
close
fuck?
to his microphone. Jordan.
Hello.
So, is anyone interested in doing a recap?
I've never
No.
done a recap before in my life.
You do it so well.
You do. You're
Well-
excellent at the recap.
Well, if I forget anything, please feel free to jump in then.
Will do.
Okay.
Will do.
Last we left our unit, they had managed to deal with the incident of the Eldritch shell that was causing issues at a frontline aid station, and they were returning back towards their to their regular posting at the sort of research division where they all most of them first met. However, they were informed by one of the captains at the aid station, the surgeon, Captain Newkirk, that not only was there a missing unit that had gone missing in the previous week, but there had also been attacks on tactical posts in the area, including the closest command post, which was on their way back and a place that they were going to check in on anyway. So the unit headed towards the command post and found it completely abandoned. Nobody there. Well, we'll get to that. But the majority of the people were gone. The telephone lines were cut. Any form of communication was completely disabled. Radios were down. Even the carrier pigeons had their necks snapped. And in the midst of the command post was a lovely, was a body, flayed in what seemed like a ritualistic manner, with a dagger stuck through the spine and the heart missing. So naturally, the unit is a little bit on guard and decide to take a look around, see some more information. They find a map showing a different areas, the different sort of strategic outposts. Most of them are crossed off, except for the command post and one other one. So they decide that maybe they'll go check out that other strategic area to see what's going on. Maybe there are still people there. They could tell us something. Not before being accosted by the one other living thing, which was a crow. But the crows are different now, ever since the whispers came into the world. They hunger. They follow people who are about to die, and they feed on the last scrap of essence they have. And this crow took a nice liking to McKinley, who was very unhappy with that. But it was shot. Rose got it, so it's fine. So the unit went off to the only remaining post that was available, and it turns out it was an artillery barrage. Unfortunately, they were too late. It seemed like the scene was at least more recent than the command outpost, but even so, the soldiers manning the barrage were dead and the highest ranking officer was strung up with barbed wire, flayed in the exact same ritualistic way, and with his heart cut out. So the unit investigated a little bit. They found evidence of strange things, a distance finder with crystal lenses, inscriptions on the barrels of the artillery guns. And then they also found a trail leading off deeper into the forest, deeper into the woods of what remained of them. And with what ended up being a unanimous vote, they decided to go on a hunt to find out what exactly was causing these attacks. So that's where we are. I didn't leave anything
Very
out,
good.
did I?
No, I think that's pretty solid.
All right,
Ah,
cool,
that's
cool, cool.
Yeah.
So, I believe we left off right as you guys began to follow the trail that was left. Broken branches, muddy boot prints. They weren't exactly discernible boot prints, mind you, but there were definitely people of some kind that left them. And the trail is... It's fairly clear. It's fairly easy to follow. I recall that y'all were pretty good at picking up on things that were going on. But the more you travel, the sort of thicker and denser the vegetation becomes. The more these sort of scrub and thorns grab at your uniforms, the more the mud sucks at your boots and almost doesn't want to let go. And you sort of get to a point where you realize, what's this bombed out forest? It's still thick with trees, it's still thick with undergrowth, and you have gotten a little turned around and you have lost the trail. And if that wasn't enough, well, there are things in the distance. Amidst the sound of the shells that are ever present from the direction of the front, you hear howls. Strange, high-pitched howls that, for now, seem far away at least.
What kind of howls are they? Do they sound like an animal, or do they sound like something?
For that, because you're trying to get that sort of specific denotation down, how about you give me a... How about you give me a knowledge check? And I'll ask for 1 success on that.
Oh, good, because I can only roll 1 dice. Bah! Ooh!
Nice. Sounds like animals to you.
Nothing of interest here.
It's locked.
Well,
I mean,
that's scary.
So we're just hearing howls in the distance.
Yeah.
Question: could I possibly argue a? Okay, so I want to get an angle on this. We've already established that Faulkner can do some fucky animal shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I have lived in experiences versus necessarily taught experiences. Could I possibly make an investigation roll, since he uses guts, to since I'm pulling from personal attachment? I mean, if you want me to do smarts, I'll do smarts, but I'm seeing if I can angle guts with this for investigation.
You know what? I will give you... I'll give you an investigation guts roll. Yeah, that seems reasonable enough.
Cool. Two successes.
They definitely sound like some kind of canine, wolf, dog, something similar.
Well,
They are getting closer, though.
They definitely sound like some kind of canine or wolf or dog, even.
Fucking
Right.
fascinating. Whatever it is, I'd rather not be here when it shows up.
Alas, it's definitely getting closer, so we should definitely make hay while the sun shines, I suppose.
So Atlas, the trail is like gone.
All pretty much almost in the sort of midst of getting turned around and getting caught up in the brush. It's basically feels like it's gone almost completely cold. Now, for this, I would want to have a challenge, actually. So that would mean all of you have the opportunity to roll and contribute to the successes, and I would like a investigation challenge, target number 7. So I want 7 successes in total from all of you.
Okay.
So, okay, so this investigation. Sure, why not?
Okay, I'm gonna use my last guts point to re-roll.
Okay.
Those 2 dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same with 2 dice as well.
Oh, okay. So that's good.
All right, I rolled the exact same numbers. Wow.
1, 2,
Okay,
3,
4.
4,
We're at
5. Or 5.
I'm gonna use
We're at
my
4,
last-
right?
I'm gonna use my last point to re-roll that.
Oh no.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, we're at.
You
yeah, we're
can
at
just
5.
choose to re-roll the 2 3s, by the way.
Oh yeah. Let's
Yeah.
do that.
We would need 2 more successes.
5.
right?
Come on, dice.
Okay.
Come on, big money.
Big money, big money.
Wait.
Just
No, we
shy.
can't. You were just shy. I got a fucking 6.
Dagnabbit.
Dang nabbit.
I don't think I used. I think I might have screwed up. I don't
Oh.
think I used all my points.
Hmm?
Oh.
No, I accidentally only rolled 1 rather than rolling 2.
Oh, you only rolled 1 die, so you are.
Give us another die then.
Please. Please.
Bada bing.
Please.
Ah!
No!
Motherfucker.
Fuck!
Oh well.
Oh, well.
Understandable. It happens. Luckily, you still manage to come across, sort of in bits and pieces here and there, deeper impressions in the mud, places where the foliage is thinner than perhaps you've been experiencing so far. However, the howls are... well, to say they're closer is a bit of an understatement. There's one last baying howl, and it really feels like it's just on you. And that's when you all see them. Circled around you, there are 4 pairs of glowing eyes in the underbrush, watching you.
Fuck me.
I don't think those are hounds.
No. What was your first clue?
Thatch readies his gun.
Right. I will also pull out my my gun.
Fucking ready, fellas.
McKinley
Can
House was already
I-
out.
Okay, so I do know that if I want, correct me if I'm wrong here, make sure I'm reading this right. If I want to affect a corrupted beast, I need 3 successes. Is that how that works? Because I know that it's like I'm looking at my spell for befriend.
Yes, that would be correct. That would be 3 successes over meeting the target number.
So what would the target number in this case be?
This attack targets guts, so the target number would be 2. So you
So I would
need
need to roll
5
5.
successes. Yes.
That is
Oh.
literally impossible for me to hit. Because I can only roll 4. So okay, that will not work then. Cool. I can only roll 4 dice. Yeah, that's impossible. That's beyond my capabilities. Okay, good to know.
So these good old dog boys just staring at us at the moment, growling.
They are circling you, growling.
I
Every once in a while,
see.
one comes a little closer, feints a little closer, but then retreats back. It almost looks like they're testing you to see what you're going to do.
Phew, I see. Well, we can't exactly leave. And I don't think they're in for a chat.
Yeah, what if we feed them? Do we have food? Do we
I
have any
mean-
provisions or anything?
You have your rations, but you have equipment that it would be reasonable for you to have. I will say though, at this point in the war and you traveling, your provisions are quite scant.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Because, like, what if we give it some jerky and it fucks off? I don't know.
Or at least fucking throw the easy to get food away while we run. That'd be.
Do you wanna try that? Do we wanna throw like the easy to get shit and just go?
Yeah, I mean, if one of us has food on us, which I mean,
Their eyes are fucking glowing. I don't think that's gonna work. I think these things need to be taken out.
yeah, and a bird was talking, but apparently it was still a bird.
Yeah, but it wanted to tell us how we died.
You think the wolves can tell us how we die?
I think they're going to be the reason we die.
Ah, that's understandable.
Maybe
All
I
right.
should've listened more to the bird.
On that note, that's a
pretty
good way
sad.
to roll into it. Okay, so initiative time. The
Fuck
initiative
yeah.
that you
Oh
have to
boy.
beat
Yeah.
is a 6 to go before these creatures.
So what do we do for that again?
So for initiative, the person who wants to reveal the highest card will go first. You don't use it, you just reveal a card.
I
Okay.
ain't got no cards.
I got a ton of.
I have one card,
Oh, okay. Go for it.
and I would like to take this one, boys.
You've taken everyone so far.
I guarantee you, I have the highest card.
What do you have?
It's an ace.
Am I allowed? to
Oh
say
yeah.
it?
Yeah, you're allowed to say it.
No, it's not. It's a Joker. So.
Oh, okay.
You're really gonna corrupt yourself for this?
It's a red Joker, so it's not a black Joker.
Indeed, it is the
Ah.
red Joker, and we
Red
already
Joker.
did shuffle the deck as you
Mhm.
are supposed to do when a Joker gets played, so that at least is in the bag.
I might as well spend the Joker now. So that can be an ace. That can be literally any card I want it to be, and it's gonna beat these fucks.
Yep,
All right.
and the thing with initiative is that you don't actually spend the card; you keep it in your hand.
Yeah.
All right.
What did you have, Split?
Jack of Hearts.
Pretty
Nice.
good.
Yeah, you hold on to that.
Damn.
That's gonna be useful in the future.
Well, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be getting rid of it.
Oh,
you
that's
fool.
right. You don't get rid of the fucking cards. That's correct. Either way, Joker. In this case, it's fine. I'm gonna pick Morose to go immediately after me. Guns out. All right, start popping. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot.
Start
I'm gonna shoot
popping.
some of these hounds. All right, so I'm rolling ranged here.
I'm about to be
Oh,
talking
shite,
like
hold
my
on.
fucking name is Mary, and I'm out to look after a bunch of kids.
So, for whatever reason, my range is at a 5 now, and I can't recall what it's definitely not a 5. I think it was at a 2, because I accidentally. Yes, I think it was at 2 because I had 3 in investigation.
Yep.
I think I accidentally forgot to. I clicked range. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I'm going to dump. What target number do I have to hit here?
You have to hit a 3 at least.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm going to dump 3 points into it to have 2 on reserve. So I'm rolling 5 dice. That's a 3. And, you know, just for the hell of it, I'm gonna spend those last 2 points I'm gonna spend that last 1 point. Sorry, I have 2 points left. I'm gonna spend 1 point to make that a 4 successes instead of 3. So now that's an extra success on top of that. So there you go.
Okay, and you
Might as
are
well.
using a pistol, correct?
I think we've established that Faulkner just has like an officer service pistol or something. He
Yeah.
doesn't have like a rifle.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's not enough to proc the critical ability that a pistol has, so you just do 2 damage to one of the beasts.
How do I proc the what procs criticals?
That would be, so let me just show that to you
Yeah,
real
thank
quick.
you, thank you.
If you scroll down to the firearms, critical, you would need 3 successes over the target number to get that.
Gotcha. So I would need to hit like a 6. Got it. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Good to know. Good to know. All right, thank you. So 2 damage. Nice. And yeah, I'm picking Motos to go after me.
Motos.
Motos.
Fucking Motosola. Alright, yeah. Fuck it. Just open fire. Let's kill him. Let's kill the fucking things. Between the eyes. Stupid glowing fucking eyes. Just gonna do the target number was what? 3?
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I have Alright, so I'm going to re-roll those 3. Yep. And I'm going to bump that 4.
Okay.
There we go.
3 successes. You take careful aim at another one of the beasts, and it hits it square. It's still up. You hear this yelp of pain, but it is still there.
How are our 2 privates looking right now?
That's just calm, for the most part.
That just
He's
calm.
like, uh-oh. Not trying to get eaten today. Like that kind of calm.
Uh-oh, this sucks. This sucks. This sucks.
He's like, ooh, this is ass. Woo.
And I'm guessing McKinley is having a bad time, TM.
He is having a bad time. He does not like wolves, but he's got his gun up and ready.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and smack that beach ball, give it a little volleyball toss over to Marlowe.
All right. Marlo shoots at one.
Okay.
Alright,
The target to
done.
hit is either a 3 or a 1, because few of them are injured at this point. So.
Okay. So I'm I'll throw in 3 additional dice to that. Oh, Baba Booey, and then I'm gonna use my. Oh wait. Oh no, this is actually fine. I don't really need to do anything else.
Yeah, you wouldn't get any benefit for using additional dice at this point.
Yeah. That's 3. That's cool.
Alright, so another one of them gets hit. It looks like 3 of them have been shot by you all, and there is one that is still looking... It looks like it's moving a little faster than the others still.
Okay, and with that, Thatch kind of like looks to McKinley, and he kind of like stammers, "If you got some magic shit, you might as well use it." Hmm?
Well,
Oh no. Oh
This
no.
just immediately gets a fucking like dart glance back by both Murrows and Faulkner.
so mm. He's probably going to see what he can do with that.
Okay.
I don't know how this magic system works. I might need a pointer really quick.
Alright, that's fine. So, which ritual did you end up choosing again?
It was smoke.
Smoke. Okay, so let's pull that up real fast. That's in Rotten Trick. Show that to you. Okay, so the way Rotten Tricks work is that you need a Whisper skill roll against the target's defense, and if it fails, whatever you create is still on the battlefield, it just is amidst your allies instead of at your enemies. So with smoke, it looks like... Okay, so it's basically like an obscuring sort of thing. So range attacks, many whispers impossible. So you would need to hit a target number against the target's defense, which would be... I guess I'd take the one with the highest defense, which would be a 3. Yeah.
Okay, so
So
and this
you
is brawn, right?
yes, so you would use your brawn pool to manipulate the roll, and I want at least 3 successes.
Okay. Let's see, so we got 1, and then we are going to... Shoot, there isn't like a button on here for...
No, there isn't. You would just roll however many /r space 1d3, 2d3, 3d3, etc.
Okay. So I am going to go ahead and roll 2. Or rather 3, since I've got 2 extra. Wait, no, sorry, I've got 1 extra, my bad. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use my last one to re-roll all 3.
Bada bang. Baba booey.
Just to... So you added 2 dice. Okay. So you actually have 2 more points, because you have the 1 point from your Whispers training already, so you have that 1 die. And if you added the... So that's 1 already. Never mind, I cannot count apparently today. You're good.
That's okay.
Counting
sorry,
is hard.
Sorry, I have the 3. I have
Yes.
the 3 brawn.
Bada bing.
Well, you just re-rolled the 5 and the 2, right?
Oh.
So that's
yeah,
3 successes,
sorry.
right? So you got a 5, a 6, and a 5.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
So
true.
you're good.
That's true.
Bad.
All right,
That's true.
Okay.
Bada
Okay.
bing.
you're good. First spell successful. Yeah, good job, Private McKinley. All right. Now, if I may, I will narrate this. So,
Please.
Private McKinley, you sort of, you kind of feel that tinny, almost whine in the back of your head, and suddenly you know exactly what you need to do. You need cover. You need cover of some kind, so mustering that sort of power that you felt prickling under your skin ever since you've looked at that shell, you take a deep breath and you exhale. And as you do so, your breath turns into this sort of cloud of thick, dark gray smoke. It makes it almost impossible to see through. So yeah, what this does, it first off, the smoke kind of goes towards the enemies, so you succeeded on that, so you guys at least aren't stuck in it. However, anything that requires you to see a target, like for example, if you have whispers that require you to see a target, that's not going to work. Because ranged attacks will still be a little difficult, but also, ranged attacks coming out of smoke will be difficult. Not that that applies, because these are, some kind of creature. And you can maintain your concentration on this McKinley by continuing to you just concentrate your next turns instead of taking an action. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I feel like we shot ourselves in the foot, but
Yeah,
okay.
so who's going next now that McKinley made it harder to shoot at the things that are gonna attack you?
Wolves.
The wolves are going next.
So we just gave ourselves a handicap.
Gotta read
We
your
also
stuff.
give them a handicap too, though. So.
Well,
Did we though? I'm pretty sure when they get close enough, they'll be able to see you.
yeah. So
Oh boy.
it is now the turn of the creatures, and almost as if they are acting as one, they sort of bound out through the underbrush and through the thick clouds of smoke. You see, they're not actually wolves at all. It's an assortment. It's a feral pack of what look like hounds of different shapes and sizes. Some of them large mastiffs that you've seen drawing artillery carts before. Others, shepherds of some kind. But they all look like they are starving. And they are baying and slavering, and it doesn't look like they're all there, if that makes sense. And with that, one of them is actually all of them are going to zone in on.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
You know what?
Uh,
Let's put the fear of combat into Thatch. What's your brawn, my
My
man?
brawn. My brawn is
Uh-huh.
4.
Oh,
Four.
boy.
Okay.
Get LeBron.
So bite.
Get
That
LeBron.
is
About to space jam his ass.
3 dice, so that they get 3 dice to roll for a melee attack, and since they're a mob, they can all work as one, which means the others also get to add dice. So 3, 4, 5. We'll start off with 6 and see how that goes.
I like to imagine that Thatch looks to McKinley and he's like, no, not like that, and then he gets immediately pounced on by wolves.
Ooh,
like,
that's bad. It's okay. There are 2 more points that they can use, so we're just gonna re-roll that entire.
No!
1,
Why?
and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just re-roll the other.
You sure you don't want to just like bump that 4 up?
Fuck.
Oh no!
Your brawn was 4, wasn't it?
My brawn is 4, yeah.
You are so lucky.
Oh,
They sort of
so close.
the feral dogs sort of they lunge at you, they snap at you. One of them catches you sort of in the uniform, but it doesn't manage to break through to skin, and they are just, well, hounding you, if you'll pardon.
Parry, roll.
Oh.
Gotta get out the fucking way. Oh shit.
Very roll.
All right.
Thatch doesn't
Don't
even.
forget the counter.
Thatch doesn't say anything. He doesn't even yell. It's like that weird panic of like when a bug is flying at you and you're like, like it's kind of like that weird like tension in your chest where it's like you don't scream, but you're definitely like, oh shit. That's
Yeah.
kind of what Thatch is doing right now as he like falls back.
So to chronicle, Thatch
He's like,
goes, if you got some magic you want to try to pull right now, go ahead. Fucking Morose and Faulkner both turn back going, what the fuck did you just say?
And then
And then
McKinley fucks you
smoke.
over.
Then yeah, McKinley just like concentrates like the Avatar and smoke just flows into the fucking battlefield so none of us can shoot anymore. And fucking Thatch is like, no, not like that! Ah! And just disappears into the fucking mist. Like,
No stutter,
Gosh.
just fear.
Also, yeah, so it is now Thatch's turn, and ranged attacks are impossible through the smoke.
Okay, so if they're on me, can I just stab one really quick?
Yeah, you sure can make an attempt. Actually, because it's difficult to see, I'm actually going to roll a d4 to see which one you get.
Oh, okay.
Which,
Alright.
feel free to stab, and we'll see how that goes. The top target number you'd want to hit is a 3.
I'm not gonna hit that. Damn. Okay.
Man, we really did give ourselves a handicap.
Yeah, I don't have any training in melee. It's just ranged.
Yeah,
yeah,
unfortunately.
we're all only trained and ranged.
Range is nice. You can stay away from, the weird creatures that are trying to fuck you up, and, if they get close, sucks. My bad.
I grab you by the collar. And I fucking tug you close. We're in smoke, dickhead.
Anyway, so Thatch, you wildly you flail about with your bayonet, and unfortunately, just as you thought you were about to get a bead on one, you're yanked backwards by another one of the hounds as it sort of jumps up and grabs you by the back of the uniform. Who
Oh,
goes
shit.
next?
Okay, alright, fucking Faulkner. Yeah, let's go. Let's start
Okay.
back over.
Once more, I will roll a 1d4 to determine which hound you attack. Okay. Well, you're gonna want a three or more.
Save me, Faulkner.
Whee!
An 8.
I'm surrounded by puppies.
I'm going to spend one of my points to re-roll all but one of those. So I'm re-rolling 4. Yeah, 4.
Yeah, the 3 1s and the 4.
I thought range was impossible.
Oh yeah, ranged
I'm
is impossible.
I
Sorry.
can't shoot it.
No, it is so hard to see.
Predicament we're in.
Blind firing towards the ground is not a fucking thing I can do. I'm a Scotsman, for the bloody sake.
I'm sorry, it's not gonna work. You can barely see your hand in front of your face.
You're telling me I can't.
And also,
insult to the entirety of Scotland. All right.
you can blind fire, but I mean, you would probably hit Thatch because he's the largest.
I
target.
have. It's impossible for me to hit any of these guys because I can only roll 1 die because I have no brawn.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. Fuck it.
This is
I-
so bad.
Well, choose who goes next.
Give my turn to Morose.
No.
No.
Oh,
Why?
this is
Give him to
hilarious.
McKinley so he can
It's-
stop.
It's too late. It's too
Oh.
late.
I've got a question.
No, it's not too late. We
It's
didn't
too
lock
late.
the answer in.
You said
We didn't lock-
Morose. You said Morose.
Come on,
It's happening
man.
now. It's happening.
Come
I've
on.
got a
Shit.
question.
Question.
Can the wolves smell
Yes.
in the smoke?
Yes,
Yes.
they're wolves.
But it's smoke though.
Is it fucking aromaed smoke? Like
Not in
That's
particular.
Dagnabbit. Okay.
Just the gas.
okay, all right.
No. Okay. Fine.
I think
You
I'm
can
a
pass it to
start
McKinley
typing now.
instead.
I would love to
Nice.
pass it to McKinley instead.
Okay.
Let's give it to McKinley real quick.
So
McKinley, fucking airball.
I knew I
he
should have rolled up
does
another
he
character
he
sheet.
does respond to
Stop!
he does respond to Thatch's shout of no, not like that, and like he stops, he like shuts his mouth and he's like shit.
Okay.
Fucking Morose swinging like his fucking rifle around to fuck off the smoke.
Does it take an action to stop this?
That's
or...
what I'm double checking for you right now. At least for now, until I can find something else, since okay, you forfeit your action to concentrate to keep it going. So if you're not using your action to concentrate, then that logically means that you can drop it. So you do get an
Okay.
action. If that makes sense.
Yay, still get to do it.
Ugh.
Wait, can he, if he's not using, the smoke persists while, like, directly after you stop concentrating, yes?
Because it's being fueled
like, the
by
same turn.
magic. Because it's being fueled by magic, once he drops the concentration, the smoke will dissipate, so he could then, take an action on his turn.
Oh.
If that makes sense. Because it takes an action to concentrate, but since he's not using the action to concentrate, it would drop and he wouldn't use his action, if that makes sense. That's at least how I'm ruling it.
Okay,
Heard.
that's so good.
I just want to make sure, like, he can fire without the handicap.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
Yes. Let's fucking go.
Alright?
So, are there currently any wolves on top of Thatch still?
Yeah, like all 4 of them.
Like all of them, literally every single one.
So,
All 4 of the hounds are on Thatch. However, you can choose which one to shoot now that the smoke has dropped. So there are 3 of them that look very injured, and 1 that doesn't look injured at all.
So, he's actually going to shoot the one that has Thatch's collar, or attempt to. So,
Okay, I guess I'm gonna roll a 1d4 and figure out which one that is. Okay, I want a target number of 1.
okay. Let's see, we're gonna do range.
Fuck 'em
then
up.
we're gonna...
Fuck his head up. He's got me by the collar.
And
Roll
roll
stop.
2. Okay, I have 1 more point. I'm gonna re-roll them.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on. You only need one. You only need one.
Investigation, baby.
Investigation, baby.
But
Oh, wait, that
it's
is
still
investigation,
it is literally still just rolling d6s, so it doesn't really matter.
Fuck.
So yeah, no, you between the sort of heady power that sort of coursed through your head
Is that-
once you
is
cast
that
that,
made
your
dizzy?
shot goes wild. Yeah, unfortunate. So the last person to go would be, well, either the dogs or Morose.
Let's have Morose go now that he can
Yeah,
see.
Morose, please.
I'm gonna shoot one of them in the head.
but-
One that's particularly beat up.
Okay, excellent. You call it. I want a success of at least one.
Success of at least one. Beautiful. I love it. I love
Wouldn't
it.
it be funny if?
Shut the fuck up. All right. I'm gonna use 1 point. Is like, okay, cool, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and bump that 4.
Oh god.
Okay. All right, you got your one success as you fumble with your rifle once the smoke clears. You take the shot and one of the hounds falls dead.
Fucking is it a hound I recognize?
No, there would be
Flavor?
no way for. Well, I mean, breed. This one looks like a mongrel of some kind, but it definitely looks like a
Chester!
domestic dog of some sort.
I just shot Chester, guys.
Oh my god.
All right,
Fucking. It's dog turn. Here we go.
dog turn. All right, so that is 3, and then 4 and 5. So I get a 5d6 to meet a 4. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. Since they will keep targeting Thatch, since he's on, he's the one who they've attacked. That makes the most sense.
They talk about dog days. Am I right? It's okay. When they kill you, I'll grab your dog tags.
I'd
Okay.
appreciate it if you fucking shut it.
We are going to re-roll those 4.
Thank you for the death bits for Chester.
We got death bits for Chester.
So that
Thank you for the
is
funeral donations.
2 successes. We've got
Oh no.
one
Oh,
more.
fuck.
We've got one more point to roll with, so we're going to use the last point to re-roll the
Bro, I'm
last
telling
3.
you, Thatch is built different. Thatch is built different. I'm fine. I'm fine. This is good. This is great. I'm fine. Honestly, they're not even gonna fight.
All right.
You were saying?
You unfortunately are pinned under the dead weight of the dog that Morose killed, and as a result, as you sort of scramble to kind of get your bearings again, one of them latches onto your arm and starts shaking it, and you take 1 point of brawn damage.
Ooh.
Now it's easier to hit you,
Shit.
and that
We got
is
first aid kits, right?
you have 2 parentheses 2 that you could use. Well,
Okay.
they were intended for other people, but there's that. Anyway, it's Thatch's turn as the last person in the round, isn't it?
I can't use the med kit on myself right now, huh? Because we're totally
Yeah,
in
I would
combat.
say no. You would have to
Wait.
be out of combat.
All right. Thatch goes ahead. He grabs his gun and he's gonna fire point blank into that wolf that just grabbed him.
Okay. I guess let's figure out which one that is.
Yeah, just like that. His arms
All
are
right.
wiggling like a
I
fucking
want
mess.
a target number of 1.
All right. Just to make sure this motherfucker stays down, I'm gonna put 3 of those in there. Oh yeah, get the fuck off me. Get the
Kerblam.
fuck off me.
Get the fuck
Yeah.
off- right
Get the
between
fuck
the
off
eyes.
me.
You catch it under the jaw, and the top of its skull sprays out in a fountain of blood and viscera. Cool. So, who goes next? Top of the round, Thatch.
Spencer!
Let's go with McKinley.
Okay.
Let's go with McKinley.
Oh,
We'll give it another shot. Accidents happen. It's no
There
worries.
are 2 left. One is very injured. One is not injured at all.
Give him another shot. I see what you did there.
Yeah, he's
You want to try that
gonna
shit
go
again?
ahead and try and shoot the dude. shoot the thing. Shoot the most
Shoot
injured
the
one.
dude. Dude being
Which
thatched. Bang,
one?
bang.
The most injured.
Okay, target number of 1, please.
Oh boy! Let's hope I don't fail this time.
Beautiful decisions.
Okay, let's.
Nice.
How many left are there? Because we've killed
There,
two
there
now.
is. So this will be the third one that's killed, which leaves the one that has not been injured. So you take careful aim, McKinley, finally having recovered from the, honestly, kind of high of casting your first spell, and you kill one of the dogs. Who goes next?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
McKinley. Who goes next?
Popcorn.
Sorry. I think it's gonna have to be Faulkner.
I would
Okay.
like to fucking shoot something now that I can fucking see! Fuck that number in particular! I'm gonna reroll. Well, hold on. How many successes do I need to hit on this
3.
fucker? Mother, I'm re-rolling 4 of those fucking dice.
Come on. Come on.
Oh, there's a 4!
Oh,
That's a
That's what we
fool,
like to
laddie.
see.
And
Oh,
no,
that's spunky.
spunky.
Bunker.
Incensed with all the rage of, first off, some private basically flaunting your direct orders. Even if you never gave the orders, they were kind of implied anyway. What the fuck? You just you pull out your pistol and you just nail the last dog right in the fucking head, and it drops dead without even a whine. And with that, congratulations. Combat is over.
Private Thatch.
What the fuck was that?
Private Thatch.
Probably a dog. What about it?
No, Private Thatch. Fucking fix yourself. You're bleeding.
Yes, sir.
Private McKinley. Gonna get real fucking close to the boy.
McKinley jumps at being yelled at, and he looks at the. He looks at his superior, ready for being yelled at.
Private McKinley. Let's next time consider the tactical disadvantages of smoke in close quarters combat.
Sorry, I like this way too much. McKinley just kind of nods, realizing, yeah, he fucked up.
Smoke is great when we're trying not to be shot at, not when we're trying to do the fucking shooting. I give him like a clap on the back of the head, you fucking reprobate.
Thatch is patching himself up in the process.
McKinley
Alright.
just kind of stutters and goes, I didn't know that would happen, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
It's alright. Just don't fucking do it again unless I give you the order to do it.
Right, sir. Of course.
Morose!
Aye.
Nice shooting.
Thank you. You as well.
It's not the first time we've killed a dog.
I think that one was Spencer.
That one was Spencer! Oh shit!
I know. Fucking. Ah, well. The one who liked him the most was Blackfield, anyways. Fuck him.
I think I. Oh, fucking Blackfield, that explains it then. I
Yeah.
cock my head, I'm like. So,
Jerry dog now.
I think I. Oh shit! I kind of like poke at it, like. I actually think. No, fuck. I killed Spot!
Oh no. Really?
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Shit, I guess it's better you than artillery, but still.
Ah, shit.
Spot. He was such a good
Killed
mouser,
Spot.
too.
Oh,
Morose.
Such a good mouser. Such a good mouser.
Morose turns, like, Morose gestures to everyone surrounding the dog. Nobody tell the major.
Spot was the Major's favourite. Nobody tells the Major. That's a bloody fucking order.
If the
Yes, sir.
major finds out that our squad has killed this dog, he'll have us all fucking court-martialed.
Yeah, it's right. God, it reminds me of the time we fucking. Well, not we. That wasn't. This was before your time, but it reminds me of when who was it again? Moros, where were we stationed last?
I don't fucking remember.
It all kind of bleeds together. But you remember when the captain's cat got killed because of that chemical like contamination in the feeding?
Right.
Yeah, it's worse than it was with yeah. So yeah, we want to avoid that again.
Right. You mean the ones who didn't get paperwork? Yes.
I've never seen paperwork a day in my life.
So
Alright, yeah, leave the dogs for the birds. No point wasting time.
So, McKinley, while they're having this conversation, he's just kind of standing there dumbfounded. And then he suddenly blurts out, How is this normal for you? What the hell is going on?
I'm not following.
How is any of this normal for you?
So
It is not.
this is quite honestly the opposite of normal. McKinley, are you familiar with the work of some of those newfangled alienists and Freudians? This is what they would refer to as a coping mechanism. And I'm a Scot. I cope with death through the use of humor and cigarettes and whiskey.
I'm a Brit. I cope with copious amount of alcohol of any creed, cigarettes,
And violence.
extreme violence. Yes.
And I'm American. I cope with
Bro-
nothing really,
right, but-
actually.
Gumbo.
There's
Gumbo.
he's just
Fuck
like
off.
he's kind of just McKinley's just going off right now. He's like, well, there's death, and then there's this bloody shit. What is this?
McKinley,
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
While McKinley is just going
Yeah.
off, like Morose straps his fucking rifle over his shoulder, looks over at Faulkner, and just in a single like hand motion asks for permission.
Yeah, scout ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, it's not a scout.
Oh,
Just
Oh,
asking
yeah.
his superior for permission.
Yep. Hey, go for it.
And he walks up to McKinley and just very quickly, not even dropping his smile, open-handed right across the fucking face.
Oh, fuck.
You get the fuck a hold of yourself.
In the last 5 fucking days, this is the least weird fucking thing we've had to deal with.
He's had a
Fucking
fucking
glowing-
bird talking to you. And
glowing
dogs
eye-
are what you're fucking scared
Yesterday,
of.
a bird asked you if you wanted to know how you die. A few days before that, we were attacked by a tide of rats. The day before that, we fought zombies on a
You see, you-
battlefield.
You see
You
new shit every
literally
day.
watched some grown men rip another one to shreds and eat it.
We killed a guy who had a fucking tentacle coming out of his gob. Alright? I think the glow. I get where your heart's at, lad, but truly, this is bottom of the fucking barrel.
This is fucking war.
Wait, hold on. Y'all saw zombies?
Oh, that was right. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
we
day
had
before you
zombies.
went. Zombies.
We,
Oh wait, no, sorry, I
remember the
forgot.
reporter?
Zombie is not a term yet. We don't know that word. It's like the 1915s. It's
No, you're
1960s.
right. We didn't have
it's
zombie shit
Dead
yet.
men cannibals.
The Walking Dead. Dead cannibal. Yeah.
Dead cannibals. Dead cannibal Jerry.
Dead cannibal Jerry's.
Fucking
Cannibals.
yeah. No, we were protecting the.
It was right before.
reporter
It was
that we threatened.
right. It was the day before you kind of ended up joining our little congregation.
And then Morose, fucking seamlessly jumping back and forth between like the happy fucking bullshit, and then serious back to McKinley. Now you pokes him directly in the fucking chest, pushes him. Need to grow the fuck up. realize that we're not in fucking school anymore, and get over it.
You went to school?
I didn't go to fucking school.
Yeah, I know that.
I didn't go to school either, to be honest.
So, McKinley took the slap like a fucking champ. He kind of expected it, but it wasn't. He expected it for something different, but he figured it was going to happen at some point. And he's just kind of rubbing his face where he got slapped. There's like a red mark and everything. And he's like, I understand, sir. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the outburst. It sort of built up. It wasn't just this, it was all the other.
If you're gonna have a breakdown, understand, do it on your own time. That's not wasting the missions.
Understood.
Bottle it up until you can explode it elsewhere.
Usually in the
Doesn't sound-
canteen.
Usually in the canteen. Oh fuck, do you remember Roy?
Ooh, fucking Naked Roy, jumping on all
Naked
the
Roy!
fucking-
Yeah,
He
That was-
fucking lost it.
that was
Absolutely. Went
one
on
of
about
the-
absurdism, fucking nothing mattered.
that was one of the most glorious breakdowns I've ever witnessed, and I'm from Scotland.
See, I don't
Or
even.
can- Or
Did you have a breakdown? I don't remember your breakdown.
I don't
I don't know if I
I've-
was around for your breakdown.
My breakdown has been going on since I left primary school.
You have the long one. I see.
I'm in the long breakdown.
I don't remember my breakdown.
That I believe it was before you were put under my command.
It probably involved a lot of alcohol. You know, it probably happened before I even came out here.
Wouldn't be surprised. So anyway, Naked Roy was a private
Roy.
at our old station. Poor fella got up in the canteen one day, stripped to his bare naked glory, his birth suit, one might say, and just full windmilled in front of the cook's table. It was, I mean, impressive. He was hung like a horse, but I mean,
It also
Yeah.
took like quite a few people to get him, to subdue him, to calm him.
surprisingly strong for a boy who definitely was undernourished.
Like nobody fucking expected at all. Like he looked like a twig. he came up there like a sausage hanging off a straw. Like
Truly the freshest meat the canteen had seen in months.
But anyway, the moral of the story is you can do that in the canteen and we won't judge you for it. Maybe a little.
Yeah, that's the takeaway you should take from that story. And let's fucking keep moving.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's nice. But will one of y'all help me tie this? And he like holds up his arm, like he's been trying to tie this fucking knot while you guys have been yelling at McKinley, and he just hasn't been fucking. That's why he hasn't been saying anything. He hasn't been fucking listening. He's just really trying to tie this shit together. That's just having a hard fucking time right now.
Yeah, let's
He's
give
the
him
only
a
one who got
hand.
fucked up, and everyone's yelling around him.
Dad and Dad are yelling and McKinley's scared.
I like the mental image of just Morose and Faulkner going off, McKinley just being like, what, just whoa, and then fucking Thatch being like, sirs, and we both go, what, at the same time. And look at him, he's just bleeding and trying to tie him up, like, I need help.
Can you please
Right,
give me a hand?
fucking bad arm injury. All right, yeah.
Right.
Out of character, I'm actually crying a little from all the laughing I was doing on mute. That
You
was
should. You
good.
deserve
that
to
was
cry.
a good bit.
Get yourself
You
some
should cry.
catharsis. All right,
Jesus
so
Christ.
with Thatch's use of one of the two medical kits that you were given, you do heal back your one lost brawn point. So
Yay.
thumbs up, good stuff.
Woo. Bronze is all I have.
Now, once the hounds were dispatched, your enlightening conversation about the merits of mental breakdowns and when or when not to have them is finished. It is actually easy enough to finally sort of get a handle on where you are. And you do see there is a trampled trail in the mud that leads towards a denser part of, this, I guess, forest is what you'd call it. So yeah.
Alright.
Let's fucking go, boys.
Yeah, that seems like the thing we want to follow.
Man.
Right.
Find out what happened.
So you pick up a trail easily enough once you leave this sort of impromptu battlefield behind. And it is easy enough to follow. It's actually clear as day. And it continues into the deepest part of the forest. And it gets... it gets a little uncanny. The noise is still the same. You still hear the distant booms and the distant cracks of the artillery and the rifle fire, but the air here is different. It tastes strange. It feels thick in your lungs. It's odd. Not harmful, just odd. And as you follow the trail to its ending point, you actually see along the trail there are a few what looks like chopped down trees, or bombed down trees rather. You see they're splintered on one side and they are sort of felled over the trail that you've been following. And behind those trees are two soldiers who seeing you sort of scramble, get their guns at the ready and point them at you. And one of them hails you. And who goes there?
Four fucking tired soldiers.
The one who spoke looks to the
Second
other one.
Lieutenant Graham Faulkner of the Queen's Army. Fuck's sake.
The other one sort of waves you off as you say it and looks towards the first one who spoke and just says, look at him. Let him in. Nods. Right. Go on then. Just don't cause any trouble.
Right.
In we go.
Here we go. Fuck it.
So you pass this sort of impromptu barricade, and the two soldiers sort of watch you as you go. And you notice that they don't really have any insignia on their uniforms. Both of them look like they have British uniforms on, but any sort of patches or identifying marks they've sort of taken off. And they sort of wave you down the direction, and the trail becomes much more well-worn, and you find yourselves in, I guess you would call it a camp of some sort. It looks like some of the trees have been cleared out a little bit. There are some tents and tarps strung up. There is sort of a makeshift, I wouldn't call it a canteen, but more like a cooking fire. And there are a few soldiers here milling about, and they all stop and watch you as you pass. And you see some of them are British, some of them are French. None of them are wearing any sort of insignia at all whatsoever.
Huh.
Thatch just kind of shoots a look to Faulkner. It's a look that kind of conveys the fuck.
Yeah, it reciprocates the look with a nod. Just kind of looks around, just kind of like announces very loudly, "Where can a fucking Scot get a drink in this place?"
The tension in the air is broken by a little bit of nervous laughter, and one of the soldiers points you in the direction of one of the tents. It's one of the smaller ones. It's kind of ratty. There's some holes in the side, but he says, "Sarge will fix you up."
Great. It's a sergeant then.
The soldier sort of like pauses as if caught in something. He sort of winces.
Is his name Sarge?
No, it's just
So he's a sergeant.
No, it's...
What rank are you, boy?
We don't really... You should go talk to Gray.
I'll go talk to Gray, you go clean the shit out of your pants.
Wait. Gray was the one.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I give a look to my boys, and I'm just like, all right, gonna go talk to Gray.
Let's go talk to Gray.
Right.
Right.
The soldier who pointed you in the direction of Gray's tent sort of shoots you a look, but it's not really animosity of any kind. But the rest of the camp, there are maybe about, at least from what you can see, maybe like between 6 or 10 different soldiers here. And the more you look, actually, the more you realize most of them are Brits, but no, there are a few Frenchmen, and that looks like the uniform's really patchwork, but that's a gray overcoat. Better go talk to Gray.
Yeah.
Let's go talk to Gray.
Alright. So, Gray's tent is one of the smaller ones. There are holes in it. It's patched up as well as it can be. And when you open the tent flap, inside you see, honestly, a very large man. You wouldn't call him hulking, but he's definitely much taller than average and fairly well built. And he hears you enter, and he turns around, and you see that this man is he's on the older side. He's maybe in his 40s. He's got a little bit of gray in his in his beard.
No
And
shit.
he's maybe losing a little bit of hair, and he kind of looks you all up and down. Well, what can I help you with?
You agree?
Aye.
Look at my boys. We're new to the camp. What's
We were
your
told
deal? You're hoping we could talk?
Sorry, Morose, what were you saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
Morose is going to interject with, since Faulkner was kind of hanging in the air a second there, he's going to interject with, we were told we can get a drink here.
That's what we were told.
He looks you up and down. He sees that Thatch has a bandaged arm. He sees that you're kind of a motley crew, two Brits, 2 Americans. He sort of like does a little shrug. Well, the boys were right. If a drink's what you need, a drink is what you'll get, although we're running a bit low on drinks as it stands. And he sort of backs up a little bit. He's still keeping an eye on you as he turns to the side, but he takes out of what looks like a sort of bug out bag of some kind. There's a bottle of some kind of brown alcohol. It looks like there's not much left, but there's enough at least to share between the lot of you.
So boys say you're a sergeant? Or do they call you Sarge?
Well, not anymore.
Why is that?
We don't wear stripes around here.
Why is that?
Oh, I pat Morose. I go, they're fucking deserters.
Oh, it seems we've got a couple of bootlickers that came into camp then. Is that right?
Bootlickers.
Son, I say that he knows older than me. I'm a Scot. I am quite literally the opposite of a bootlicker. I don't give a shit what you do in the war. I'm just pointing out what you are in the eyes of the powers that be. But that explains the fact that there's no ranks among any of your men. We were just sent to look for you is all. Not that I give 2 fucks in particular about the whys. I just am stating what we all know on the table. That drink would still stand though. That's not a fib.
Oh yeah, he hasn't paused at all in
Yeah.
pouring out the drinks. He sort of tossed out the bootlicker comment casually. So, I take it you're not one of the powers that be then? No?
Technically, I suppose we would represent, but
But are you
Not to you.
representing?
no, we're not representing. Not to you. We didn't even know
Not
you
to you.
existed.
Well, we knew you existed by name, but not necessarily what you were doing at the moment.
We knew you specifically existed, but
Right.
not the camp.
We
By
work. Oh yes.
Who?
Your friend.
Yeah.
Kirk, Captain Kirk, something.
Newkirk?
Newkirk, that
Newkirk.
was it. Newkirk, Captain
That was
Newkirk.
it.
The one who
Oh.
told us to keep an eye out for you since, you went missing. You and your whole unit.
You
His
know,
sort of
alrighty.
his entire demeanor kind of softens as you kind of as you mention Newkirk's name. He sort of shoulders slump a little bit. Right, Newkirk. Well, why didn't you mention that earlier? Would have
We
given
just
you
got
a
here.
better welcome.
Just got here.
Could have been
I
the
had no
first
idea
citizen.
what was going on.
It's a fair point. To be honest, I was kind of about to say fuck all to the whole operation until we kind of realized that you and your unit were connected to another thing we're looking into at the moment, so that's kind of why our paths are crossing.
What sort of thing are you looking into?
Warehouses being hit by spooky soldiers.
Is that so?
That is so. You know anything about that?
Last depot we went through seems to have some kind of ritualistic crucifixion to it.
Lot of interesting things in those depots. Don't suppose you know anything about that.
Not a whole lot of them living.
There
Hmm.
are a lot of interesting things in those depots. One of those depots was what we were sent out to investigate initially. Well, not investigate, more like take over the guard sort of thing. So when we showed up
Right.
and everything was fucked, well,
Decided it wasn't worth it anymore and you weren't fighting for anybody.
he gives a little tilt of the head and a little half shrug. I didn't go to South Africa only to die in France.
Braver man than I am. That's for sure.
Well, either way, I don't want any of my boys getting butchered, that's for sure. And that was, well, you saw what was. Well,
But now, here's the problem, Gray, is that you don't want your boys being butchered, but you know that if you get found out, you're gonna be facing a firing squad.
well, if a firing squad it is, a firing squad it is. However, those bastards are more than just butchering. They're using us.
Not
They're
they are.
fucking with us. You should have seen some of the shit that they've been doing. So them...
We've seen a fair amount. And we're looking for them.
No, I don't think you understand.
No,
It was
I don't
command.
think. I don't think you understand.
So enlighten me then.
Me and my boys. Can't take the cigarette out of my mouth and it's like, lick my fingers and like tap it out and tuck the cigarette into my breast pocket, and just say, "You, my boys, are what you might call recently experienced in dealing with particularly nasty, unusual things, and we are looking for these soldiers to deal with them. Because we're quite adept at dealing with things now, after a few days."
He gauges you a little bit. He looks like he doesn't really know what angle you're going at this point, but he sort of... Well, you've got your drinks, and, throughout the conversation, he has given you all a bit of a drink. There's just a little sliver left in the bottom of the bottle. You've got your drinks. Feel free to make yourselves comfortable. And as for dealing with the supernatural, trust me, that's all we've been doing.
Tell us about it then.
We can compare notes.
Alright, fine then. When you go report to command, and you go to a supply depot, and you see that command has been tampering with the supplies that are being sent out to the front lines, that they've been putting things in them. There are strange, bizarre markings everywhere, weird fucking shite. What are you supposed to think? Well, I take care of my men, and I don't want any of those frontline boys to be guinea pigs for whatever the fuck it is they think they're doing.
Not surprised.
What a fair response.
I'm not saying I'm not passing judgments or anything here. I'm just saying. Just saying. But all that said, we are aware that there are some. We're familiar with both sides having fingers in rotten pies, if you will. But all that said and done, this is a war between two powers, and the inclusion of a third power is making all this shite significantly worse. So we're trying to handle that third power as much as we can, so that the upper echelons of the fucks who enlisted us don't get their hands on things that they feel like they can experiment with.
Faulkner, make me a communications roll. I want 2 successes.
I'd be fucking delighted. Fuck me. That's fine. I will. Might as well attempt a re-roll. Well, actually, let me ask you, kind game master. Would I get anything with a single success or no?
No, you would have to meet the 2.
Okay, I'll make the reroll. Fuck me, I don't have an extra point to burn on that, but that's. And I don't feel like burning my last card.
It's a good card.
Yeah, it's a good fucking card. That's a 1 success, so unfortunately that's a failure.
He narrows his eyes a little bit, but nods and looks to you, and well, we're at least agreed on a few things then. Now,
Aye.
I need to meet with a few of my boys. Feel free to make yourselves at home about the camp. I'm sure you've traveled a fair bit of way.
Thank you most kindly. Alright, boys. Fuck off.
Right then.
I've been waiting to hear that all fucking day.
You got any food around here?
We do. There's a cooking station set up outside. Some of the fellas have been doing some hunting. Well, as much as you can do around here.
Great. Well, thank you for your hospitality, Sergeant.
Take care.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I think with that, that's a pretty good stopping point to take a quick 15-minute
Cool.
break.
Yeah.
So
Let's do it.
we are going to go ahead and do that, and we will be seeing you in about 15 minutes, so stay tuned. Alright, welcome back. We are back from our break and ready to go into it. You are in the camp of the missing unit, I guess, having been dismissed by Gray. Not Sergeant anymore, just Gray.
So, Faulkner had dismissed these 3 before stepping out himself. So in that time
Yeah,
frame-
probably just like dismissed you 3 and then like fucking took the rest of my, whiskey, whatever bourbon they poured us, and then I leave. So yeah, I'm probably right behind you guys.
So as they're on their way out, Morose pats McKinley on the back and, well, with a smile on his face, goes, "I see this would be a much better space to have a mental breakdown in. They all would understand."
Right. And he sort of just he sort of shrinks a little bit, still embarrassed by the fact that like he yelled at his commanding officers. He didn't know what he just kind of shrugs and goes, "Sorry, I don't know what came over me over there."
Gives him another, like, just gives him a smack on the back. Oh, relax. Get over it. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Got overwhelmed. We all fucking have.
He kind of gives him a sideways smile. He's like, "Yeah, I suppose."
Just remember, this goes for you too, Thatch, though you seem to hold it pretty well together so far. I've seen men of your very like go downhill real quick. So, just remember, when you ask, why are we so calm? Why are we acting like this? None of this is normal. None of this is okay. We fucking know that. But if you don't keep your head straight, if you choose to fly off the handle, as it were, you end up like all the folks we saw in the depot.
Right.
This
McKinley
isn't my first squad, lads.
McKinley
nor is
kind
it
of
Falcon.
shivers. Sorry. Sorry, McKinley kind of shivers just at the thought of what they found in the depot, and he just kind of nods in understanding.
You're here now. Doesn't matter where you came from.
The fuck are we all standing around for? I come out of the tent.
I was just giving the kids a lesson.
Alright. So, anyone hungry?
You
I could
know? I'm fucking starving. Something
Especially
about
as-
shooting poor Spencer in the face.
Yeah, well, I think we should all get a bite before we tuck in for the night. We should get some rest before we keep our trail. I don't want to stay here for too long, but I definitely think that it'd behoove us to hear what these lads have to say, and that's actually your mission. I want all of you socializing. I want you to find out what they know, what they've seen, anything that they've experienced thus far. I want us to know about it before we leave this camp come tomorrow.
Sir. Permission to
Thatch.
party.
Permission granted. Thatch, you tell them about Gumbo. McKinley, try not to depress any of them too much.
Do my best.
Give him a little light pat on the cheek. Alright, now go.
Alright. So the sort of I guess cooking fire is how Gray described it, and that's pretty much the most apt description of it. It is lit, and there are a few things being roasted either on the coals, or there's sort of a makeshift spit made out of a few sticks. Maybe that looks like a pretty long bayonet. Either way, there are a few rabbits on the fire, and the man running it sort of looks up as you all approach, sort of does a little wave, half salute, half wave. What can I get you?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He's wearing a mismatched uniform. He's not, it doesn't look like he's wearing a particularly, like, Jerry uniform or anything like that. The great coat is still that German gray, but everything else, the stripes, the insignia have been torn off. The coat is open. He doesn't look like he's a, quote, proper soldier.
I realized this was a multi dissertation camp. You got schnitzel?
Oh, I wish I had schnitzel. No, no, no. We do not have the facilities. We do not have the facilities.
Shame. What are you doing here? Are you a Jerry with the army, or are you just some citizen?
Well, I was we can say that some unfortunate things happened, and so I met up with people who would take care of me more than, well.
Ain't that the truth? All right. Well, what's for dinner then? Supper.
Some rabbits. We have some of the men were out foraging. Let me see what I can rustle up. And so,
Great.
yeah, there's like roast rabbit. There's like a thin, very thin soup. It would be lying to call it a stew, but the broth is thin, but there are some like wild tubers and stuff in it. If they're not eating well, but they are eating, and that's pretty impressive, considering that sometimes the regular army doesn't eat at all. So
It's actually a little. Oh, we're a ways away from the front lines, so I suppose this area has been war torn. But I think all the fucking animals would run.
You'd think. But I'm not going to complain about your rabbit. If I had real, actual food that is actually caught by someone in a while, I could go for some conies.
Go for some conies. I could just. I don't know. All of my food blends together.
Well, yeah, you're a Brit. Your two condiments are salt and vinegar.
Yeah, and they're the best ones. Okay. Fuck off.
Oh boy.
Listen,
That's
just
not
because you don't have the palate to appreciate our food.
Now, you want to talk about palate for a moment? Let's talk about you have your food. I have my food. I put like a hand on Thatch's back. This crazy motherfucker and his entire ilk over there in the States concoct things with more spices than your entire empire fought wars over.
Oh, let's not go that far.
That reminds me, and Thatch like takes out his bag, kind of like fumbles around in there, pulls out like some like little like plants and things, and just kind of like cracks them, rubs them together a little bit, and then tosses it into his food.
Carrying those around the entire fucking time? What is that? What's that?
Parsley?
The fuck is parsley?
Yeah, hold on, try it. wait. And he kind of like rubs it in his hands, and then he like smacks the plant really hard and like kind of holds it up to Faulkner's nose. And, like the very like strong smell of like spice. It's kind of like a spice like plant.
Oh, it's the green shit and all the ethnic food.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, just about.
Alright, I'm with it.
Tosses it in there. Thatch didn't really drink his alcohol, so he also poured it like into like his bowl, and then he set that shit back on the coals to just kind of simmer for a little bit more.
one of the sorry, go ahead.
No, that means.
They're kind of like some sort of crude table-esque sort of thing set up, and one of the camp soldiers kind of approaches, just sort of unceremoniously puts his own bowl and plate, not like next to you guys, but at the same sort of sitting area. He looks like an Indian man. I'm more of a fan of coriander myself, but parsley's good too.
Fuck is coriander?
Don't fucking ask me.
I don't know.
I thought he was putting grass in your food a second ago.
I thought it was grass too until I realized it's the green shit.
For two solid seconds, because of the way it looked, I thought it might have been clovers to try to get at you. And I didn't want to fucking have to start explaining that you're not Irish.
I'm not Irish, but you know, I'm pretty sure if I eat a clover, I'll be trapped in some kind of circle somewhere in the deep woods. The ritual will be completed. Now, at least that's parsley. You mentioned fucking coriander. The other day, I first learned about cardamom, whatever that mouthful of words is. Cardamom. Cardamom, moreover than gumbo, cardamom sounds like a fucking sexually transmitted virus you might get from a nightstand in Amsterdam. Oh, I caught cardamom at the Moulin Rouge.
The soldier, he kind of does the little like eyebrow raise sort of thing, looks over to Thatch. British, right? Well, and Scottish, but either way.
I've heard my own horror stories.
What's the
about
difference?
culinary delight. Well, the difference is I got some really nice soup here, and you have beans on toast.
Oh, if it's so good that I take a spoon and I just scoop a soup my own. If it's so good that I fuck. Morose, get in on this. Get in on this.
Hey,
I think I rather enjoy my beans on toast.
Get
hold on a
on.
minute. This is my bowl. Wait.
Morose, I'm giving you an order as your second lieutenant. You're going to take a spoon of this right now and put it on your fucking
Steal
gob.
another man's food. I don't care.
I
if I'm
scoop a spoonful of it and I put it right in front of his face.
We're not doing this.
We're doing this.
We're not doing this.
We are doing this.
Give me
Eat
that
it.
fucking spoon.
Yeah.
Charles kind of interjects as he's like taking a spoonful. It's like, it's really quite good. I've had parsley in rabbit soup back at home.
You know what else is good?
think.
Asking for permission first. He like holds on to his bowl, takes his fucking spoon back.
The Indian soldier kind of laughs and sort of shoves his own bowl over. There's plenty. Take mine. Although, are you much of a cumin fan?
Common?
Cumin?
Now, okay, now hold on. There's
All
nobody
right.
coming in this camp. That's against protocol.
Exactly my fucking concern. Especially as some kind of spice.
Well, at least
Oh,
the
that's
American has taste. And he gets up and he goes to get his own thing of
Well,
soup.
to be fair, that's okay. Well, the Queen decreed that illegal where we come from, so that's.
Still
Thatch
not
is
the
currently
fuck-
looking at you two like, are you fucking serious? He's like, he's got the most perplexed look, like, what kind of white shit is this?
The original white shit, laddie. No. Hold on. Now, is it true that where you're from, Thatch, this gumbo you've regaled us about so much, uses a number of different spices in addition to, you spice the broth and the meat in it? Is that right? What's the? It's
Oh,
like
absolutely. Otherwise, you're just eating it in water.
what's so bad about eating in water?
It's easy.
It's water. It's
Yeah? Well, it's also fucking essential for your life, alright?
That's why you drink water with the meat. Have you never had seasoned?
We have soup. We have broth. Yes, I know. Okay, we have
A
broth.
rather nice soup.
It's quite tasty if you make it right. You have to boil a spine for at least a good 24 hours to really get the flavor out of the bone.
I mean, personally, I just kind of open it up and then I boil it. It's like half as long.
Open it up! You get it out of a fucking can, boy!
You cut it. You cut it up. You cut the spine. It's not.
Oh, I thought you meant open, like you open a can of broth and you pour it in, and I'm like, are you telling me that the people that invented the fucking Gumby, whatever it's called, get it all like, they don't use original homemade ingredients? I was about to have a conniption right here on the camp.
I mean, I never.
I was about to go full Naked Roy on you.
Pause.
Don't
Out of
care.
character. I thought there was no. I'd say anything.
Well,
Anyway.
No coming in camp.
If you think about it, the dear old Scots, they eat haggis, so it could be.
Haggis is a fucking delicacy, and you're a reprobate who doesn't know taste from his own asshole.
Listen, I'm just saying, like the Queen said, there will be no coming in the food.
Someone want to tell me what haggis is?
Haggis is...
Right. I
It
think
sounds
I
like
think that's a good.
disease.
I think that's a good spot. So if you guys want to ask around, ask people questions, please feel free. Let me know if that's what you want to do. If you just want to turn in for the night, that's fine too.
Yeah, I'm the fucking leader. I'm turning in. My boys can handle the questions for now.
I like to imagine the more that the more these people talk on this fucking, I imagine they're sat in the center of like all the tables. The more they talk, the more every other table starts like looking at them.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
a bunch
no.
of fucking weirdos.
Yeah, no, absolutely. In fact, as you've been eating, like, I guess what kind of looks like a patrol of 2 or 3 other soldiers kind of comes into camp. They look exhausted, but they sort of hear your ongoing conversation. They sort of like elbow each other, laugh a little bit, go to get their own food. You hear one of them say something about new kids.
Listen, I got
Excuse
called
me?
bootlicker already today. Someone called me a new kid.
Fucking Morose and Thatch just like, excuse me?
Motherfucking excuse me. I'm not good at talking to anybody, so I might have Thatch turn in. My communications is no good.
I mean, that's fine. You don't necessarily have to roll communications if you just want to ask questions. It would be more just getting additional insight on answers, or if you're pressing for stuff, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. When it comes to like answers in the supernatural sense, the best thing to do would be to ask anyone who seems like they have their head on straight. So probably not a jackass sitting at a fucking canteen table eating beans on toast and arguing with people who are eating real food.
I mean, in that case, Morose, the person who seems the most put together at camp is indeed Gray.
Fuck. So I have to talk to him again. Alright. I can do that.
And before we move on, what about you, McKinley?
So, I just want to make it known. During that whole shenanigans with food going on, McKinley was just minding his own business, trying to enjoy his rabbit stew. But like,
Your rabbit
anyway,
stew.
he's actually probably gonna try and talk to the German.
Okay. Let's go with McKinley and the cook first then.
Ooh. Anyways, so he kind of goes up to him with his finished dishes and everything. He's like, that was some good food, considering.
Oh, thank you. That is very kind of you. It is not exactly gourmet, but yes.
Wait, so sorry, out of character. What kind of info were we supposed to find out? Because I blinked out a little bit when Faulkner was talking.
We're really mostly just kind of comparing notes and finding out any additional information. So you don't really have an outline. Go wild, find out everything you can about this poor Jerry's kids for all we care. Like, go wild, go nuts.
Okie doke. So Charles kind of gets straight to the point, or at least close to it. He goes like, "So, what brings you to this side of the front lines?"
Yes. No, it is a question I've had to answer many times. Well, there were one gets lost on patrol, especially if one is sent to places that were not safe for people to go to. If one was perhaps sent as a I would not say sacrifice. I would not necessarily say such a terrible and demeaning thing about my officers, but as a way, no. There were circumstances. The rest of my unit was lost, either killed or he sort of pauses a little. You see his hand shake a little bit. Missing. And I was found by, well, these lot. And they were kind enough to take me in, and it helps that I was a chef before the war, so.
Right, I get you. Well, at least you're quite the chef, considering.
Thank you. My name is Becca, by the way. You are?
McKinley, Private Charles McKinsey. It's a pleasure to meet you, Becca.
Yes, well met indeed. You and your unit are... Well, I mean, it is obvious you are new additions, but, why are you here? We do not often get visitors.
Right, about that. We were just sent to, find out what happened to some folks who were at a, he kind of, like, shifts back and forth. He looks obviously a little bit nervous about talking about this, because it's like he grew up hearing, I mean, like, before he got into the war, he grew up hearing a lot of bad things about Germans, and he's like, he's got a little bias there. And so he's naturally a little nervous talking with the German, but he continues. Well, we were sent to look for some folks at a communications post, and it didn't quite go very well. But we found, well, we found Gray, someone we were told to look for, and I suppose our job is done.
Well, that is good then, and no, Herr Grey has been very, very kind. That is for sure. He has been quite adamant about the fact that well, I'm sure you've heard, you know, no stripes here. He sort of gestures to his own uniform, which is devoid of any sort of insignia or rank. And well, after a few days, everyone, at least, has to get along. So it has been, people have been kind enough, and Gray would be the one I would thank the most for it. I have not been out much since I have been found. I know there are patrols that go out, but I mostly stay here.
He kind of nods and goes, yes, I feel a bit awkward to ask this, but have you seen or heard anything weird, especially in I suppose anything to do with like a communications post or the supply depot nearby?
What exactly do you mean by weird?
Like, say, lost patrols or folks who've gotten in trouble or seen weird things, you know.
Give me a communications roll. I want a target number of 1, please, McKinley.
Oh boy. Thankfully, he's got a lot of smarts.
Mm-hmm.
So
Since you're pressing Becker, yeah, I'll have your roll.
Yep. We are gonna go ahead and use 1, and then we are going to add 2 additional die. And I'm going to use my 1 remaining point to just re-roll 2 of those.
Not all of them? I mean, it's a 1 and 3
Actually,
and a 1.
let's re-roll all of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You made it. Just barely by the skin of your teeth. But Becker sort of looks you over a little bit and just you've been decent enough to him. You've had a pretty decent rapport, so he kind of he shrugs a little bit. Well, I know there was an incident before I was found about a week or so ago where there was something very wrong happening at some kind of communications post, but I did not have details, but from what I gathered from the other people who were there, it was similar to what people on my side have been doing. And if that is correct, then it is nothing good.
Right. We actually ran into the remains of whatever it was that was going on there. It certainly isn't good. I will agree.
Well, any bastards who trifle with whatever it was that came into the world deserve all they get.
McKinley kind of swallows because he realizes, oh shit, like he's dabbled a little bit in whatever it was that came into the world, so he's like, eh. And he says, right, of course, it's really unforgivable to use that, whatever it is, against your fellow man.
Yes, it is inhuman. Either way, it was nice meeting you, McKinley. It seems there are a few other comrades I need to feed, so
Oh no, it's completely fine. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you do take care.
thank you. And there was indeed kind of a little line of people sort of building up as you were talking to him. And he goes back to serving them some food. And it looks like he has a pretty good rapport with everybody in the camp, at least the people that you've seen him interact with, whether they're, French or German or British. So, yeah. There you go.
Aw, he picked a good boy to talk to.
All right. I think since Faulkner and Thatch have bedded down for the time being, we will go back to Morose and see how he's doing.
Well, after a hearty meal of beans, toast, and a little bit of rabbit. I don't want to take too much of their rabbit. I'll take their beans, I'll take their toast. The rabbit special, they call it that. Probably a little bit of mingling just to, in the classic way of just, but eventually he's gonna decide, all right, enough stalling, and head over to Gray's tent again.
Yeah.
Just,
sorry, go ahead.
Just lightly unfolds, peeks his head in. Am I interrupting anything?
He, it looks like he was looking over some kind of either map or journal or something like that, just general sort of tactical stuff, but he sort of looks up, sees you. No, not at all. Come in.
And Annie comes, fucking cigarette in hand, like pack. He pulls one out for himself, and then he offers one out to Gray.
Thank you. It's been a while since I've had decent tobacco. And he takes it and lights it and just takes a grateful drag. So, interesting to see you here without your, commanding officer.
Hey, yo. Faulkner had to go take a nap. He's too tired. No, I wanted to come along and, Well, I had brought up the idea of comparing notes when we had met. Lance Corporal Morose. Harry. You can call me Harry.
Well, nice to meet you, Harry. I'm, Gray. Donovan Gray.
Nice to meet you as well, Gray. Glad to see you're not dead. I was mostly expecting to find a dead man.
Well, God above, people have tried, but so far they've failed. I've got a bit of luck on me, that's for sure.
Lady Luck only smiles for so long.
That's, I've been told that many, many a time. You were the one who mentioned, Newkirk. Is he doing well?
About as well as anyone could. He's, concerned, to say the least. Stressed. Everyone is. He's surviving.
Well, he sort of he looks a little, almost a little guilty, but he sort of, straightens his shoulders once more. Well, not much you can do other than survive at this point. But thank you for letting me know. At least he's an old friend of mine. No.
Yeah, he told me you're his last.
Yeah, no, that would be... Yeah. Right. You said something about comparing notes.
Comparing notes, as my superior officer so gracefully described. He's all about his poetics.
Right.
He mentioned we have 3 powers on hand. The 2 that we are most familiar with, probably like the least, and the wild card that's come out of nowhere that we're all still figuring out. I was hoping that maybe you have a little more information on that 3rd wild card that no one knows anything about.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm sure you've encountered it here or there. It's kind of impossible to find anyone who hasn't, but I don't know if I would call it 3 powers at this point. It feels like both sides have grabbed onto whatever they could to get whatever job it is done, with no regard to any loss of life or morality or humanity along the way. So, no, we've encountered the 3rd power, as you say so eloquently. It was firmly entrenched within the command of one of the other 2. Meaning, I was trying to say this before your poetic commander went off, but no. I'm sure as Newkirk told you, myself and my unit were assigned to go out to a supply depot and, stand guard, keep an eye on things. What we saw there was people from one of, our power, tampering with things, adding chemicals, adding smoke sigils, all sorts of matter of degenerate type activities, and then sending them off with no one at the front being the wiser. So,
Right. Well,
those bastards weren't at the Somme, and I was. So I know what happens when you trifle with shite like that. So we didn't trifle with it.
Right. Yeah. Well, that being said, regardless of Who is trifling with what? Unfortunately, I cannot say or cannot support the theory that it is only between the existing powers anymore.
Tell me this, Lance Corporal Morose, Harry. If you were to if you were to realize that the people that you once trusted were under the control of a third power, under control of those things that worm their ways into people's brains, would you just let that happen?
Oh, fuck. No, of course not. I shot one in the fucking head the other day.
Exactly. You do what you can to get rid of whatever they are. And he sort of looks you up and down, and he sort of, he takes a pause, he sort of, well, that's what we've been doing.
So you're the ones who've been butchering the depots.
Sure, if you could call it that. I mean...
Oh, if you could call it that, butchering. They are butchered.
They aren't exactly human anymore.
One was strung up and crucified, carvings into their bones. You just do that to anything?
Give me a communications roll. I want a 2.
Oh boy.
Communication roll of what?
2 successes.
Not gonna happen.
But I mean, if it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen.
Gotta make me use my cards.
I'm not making you do anything.
Hold on now. I'm thinking about it. I have 2 cards.
Take your time.
What is there to lose?
You
My
have 2
relationship
hands.
with officer.
You just give up a finger or two. It's fine.
Let's see, it's gonna take 1 point to get the communication skill.
Mm-hmm.
I have another point to have 1 dice. And I burn a card to have another.
Yes.
How many successes do you need?
2.
2.
Fuck me.
So if I don't roll either of them, I then burn another card to re-roll them.
Or bump to success.
Or bump to
Whichever works out.
Whichever
Statistically unlikely, but I mean, give it a shot, man.
It is
Alright.
it is up to you.
You know what? I'm going to roll at least 1 die. We're gonna make this a coin flip. We're gonna make this a coin flip. If this
Okay.
die is a success, we'll burn a card and roll another.
All right.
Okay.
Nope, not in the stars, not today. That's what they're telling me.
Mhm. Yeah.
Tell me not even close.
The expression on Gray's face is honestly fairly inscrutable. It looks like this man is tired and he looks old. And he looks at you and just... Whatever happened at those depots after we left them isn't my concern. As far as I'm aware, some other monstrosity moved in and did whatever the fuck it wanted.
Oh, this motherfucker's lying. Oh, he's gotta be.
Right. I don't know if there would be a role to this.
Sure, go ahead and ask. What are you trying to do?
Getting a feel for his expression. You know, because I can read yours as you talk, but I don't know if that's reflective.
Okay, that would still be a communications roll, but since you're just getting a vibe instead of like a specific ask, I'd ask for a 1 success.
I can roll that. That's a possibility. Nope.
Not happening. Not in the stars.
Not in the
Fortunate.
stars. I'm not burning a card for a vibe,
Stars.
guys. It's not worth the vibe check.
The stars are not aligned. Can't do it.
Stars,
I'd
come
literally-
do it. Not
I'd have to
today.
literally burn a part of myself in order to pass a vibe check. I'm not doing it. I'm not
Yeah,
doing it.
not ain't worth it. Ain't worth it.
You tell me you're not willing to burn a part of yourself for a vibe check.
So, Morose, you know, after being told that, whatever happens after, he doesn't believe him, and it's fairly evident. Morose just stands there for a moment, watching him, staring, kind of an intent look.
Yeah, he meets your gaze, and his look is fairly even, and his expression is as well. But there's still that just bone tiredness. And he sort of takes a moment. Well, we've compared notes. You've got the run of the camp. We'll probably be moving on tomorrow. So,
Let me ask you one more question.
sure.
Since we're comparing notes, since we have some general idea of what the scourge that is plaguing us, the scourge of supernatural capabilities, while we're on that, and we're on the subject of the depots, alright, someone else came in, did this, did what I saw, butchered him, strung up the commanding officer, tore him into pieces, carved into his bones, some kind of runes, some kind of nonsense. Riddle me this. Best idea, best guess. What the fuck for?
At this point, Gray stands up, and he's a large man, but at this point his presence is large as well, and he almost feels like he towers over you, even though he really isn't that much taller than you. And he looks down on you. You tell me, Harry, what am I supposed to do when I watch my own men be flayed alive for God knows what reason?
I see.
Well, you know what it is we do and what we're looking for and what we're after.
Yeah, I do. What now?
You want to go? Go. Take your commanding officer and go. We will keep doing what we're doing. But you keep in mind it's for a damn good reason. And if you want to join, well,
Join.
it's for a damn good reason.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, at this point, he either dismisses you or you can leave if you want to ask any last
He sure as shit
questions.
doesn't dismiss him. No. No. No, that's gonna be it. On the I'm sure it is. Just gives him a nod, gives him a half-hearted salute,
He waves it off as in, no, not necessary.
and he makes his way out the fucking tent.
All right.
In fact, he's gonna go to wherever he thinks Faulkner would be staying. He's gonna wake his ass up.
Morose, did anybody ever tell you not to wake a sleeping Scot?
Yeah, well, it's a little important.
What's that? What is it?
Hey, sit up. So the depots, right?
Right.
Butchered, horrible.
Got to the fucking point, Morose.
Yeah, who do you think did it?
I was assuming up to this point, until you barged into my tent, that it was probably some sort of weird, corrupted soldier, but now it seems like you're getting at something.
No, I'm certainly getting at something. And he looks around the entirety of their tent.
Alright, Morose, why are you so morose?
Oh my fucking god. Do you get it? Do I have to spell it out?
I'm gleaning what you're saying. Implying, I should say. Alright, how'd you find out?
I take my direct approaches.
Alright, good on you. What'd they say? Why?
Apparently, and he wouldn't give me any detail, a damn good cause.
It's always a good cause.
Always a good
Alright. I'll light up a cigarette. I dropped my fucking cigarette. There it goes. Hey, let me put these pieces together. Hold on. Alright, so what I'm assuming from
Right.
context clues,
Right.
top brass and shipments of weird fucky things to the depots. The depots.
Okay.
The depots, however you want to pronounce it. Soldiers there are guinea pigs. Top brass sends Gray and his man to replace them. They catch wind of it. They decide they encounter whatever the other soldiers were turned into or affected into, and deal with them. Put them up on crosses and crucify them, metaphorically and literally. But
Essentially.
so our other soldiers are not others at all, but rather deserters taking matters into their own hands to wipe out what remains.
Ah, you got it.
I need to talk to Gray.
Yeah.
Morose, you still have the anything left in your flask that isn't water?
When is my flask gonna ever
Yeah,
get with water?
Hand it over. Thank you. I am 100% buck naked, by the way, so I'm gonna go ahead and just shimmy my kilt on in a shirt.
Are you sure you want to talk to him? We could leave
Ooh.
without any conflict.
This isn't about conflict, lad. This is about something bigger than you or I.
Nah. You just have your own way of doing things.
That way is quickly becoming more and more aligned with our ways.
Unfortunately.
Slap him on the back. You go ahead and get some rest. Bed down. I'll talk to Gray. Good work. And if you see McKinley or Thatch, give them an order from me to get some rest. And I mean proper rest, no staring at the fucking tent.
They're gonna do the same thing either way.
Aye.
But I gotcha. Good luck. Don't get shot.
Don't need luck. And I walk to go find Gray.
Yeah, no, I mean, at this point, he's left his tent. It looks like he's in conversation with some of the scouts that came back earlier that you saw, but he looks up and he sees you, and he sort of waves the two of them away and sort of does the little upwards nod at you. I thought
Get
I'd
back
be
to him.
seeing you.
Matter of time. Sooner than I was planning on it, though. You got time to talk?
I've always got time.
Hold up the flask. Got glasses?
I'm sure we could figure something out. And
Pick a spot.
He actually he sort of looks around and he gestures over to one of the sort of makeshift tables. He grabs there are a few like plates, mugs, stuff that's been scrounged together for mess kits. He grabs 2 mugs, sort of sits down, gestures for you to sit down as well.
And sit down, take a drag from my cigarette. You know, when I heard of I saw the reports of patchwork soldiers along the territories raiding and slaughtering these depots, I had assumed, I thought rightfully at the time, that it was something similar to what I have witnessed over the last few days. Soldiers that had been turned into something else, something other. Now, I'm pretty fucking certain that was you boys.
Alright.
I mean, I gesture at, you know, his uniform and kind of around me. It's like, you got Jerry's and Brits and America. You got a whole great array here wearing different pieces of different uniforms. I mean, tactical implications aside, I get it, you know, you gotta give people what they can wear to stay warm and stay covered and effective, but whether it was by choice or not, it's a bloody fucking brilliant way to keep certainty away from prying eyes, that's for sure. But I mean, if my dumb lance corporal can figure it out, then it's only a matter of time till other people figure it out. So I got there eventually.
He sort of laughs a little. I mean, I told him, but sure, he figures it out.
You know what I'm getting at.
I know
But,
what you're getting at.
So tell me then, because I'm a man of many curiosities. You found out that there was something, and you dealt with it. You dealt with it in a way that you dealt with it. And now you're deserters. You're now soldiers of no army. What now? Are you just looking to get by now with the sins of your past brushed off of your shoulder? Or, having seen what you saw, Grey, are you resolved to do something about it?
Oh, no, we've continued to deal with it.
Is that right? Tell me about it.
We've continued to deal with it. There's other fucked shit in the area. If it is, well, if it's using our own as fodder, then it's dealt with.
And how do you handle people who aren't affected? Or have you only been encountering things that have gotten fucky?
We generally only encounter things that have gotten fucky. But no, there are a few boys here and there who were clean.
You pick up
as it were.
strays.
Right.
Alright. You know, me and my boys, we were not too far from here actually. We were dealing with some gas the Jerry's had activated on a field. Strangest thing too. Stayed. Was not dispersed by the wind. It was sick. And it was full of pestilence and vermin. We dealt with that too, seeing how it twisted things. Now, as I told you before, my boys and I have are new to the business, but capable in the way of dealing with things. I'll roll up my sleeves a little bit so he can see my weird fucking occult tattoos and ritualistic scars I have on my forearms. And I'm no stranger to the strange myself.
He looks down at your forearms, and very slowly his eyes go back up to your face. Well, I'm glad the gas was dealt with. We were, my unit was sent away on a different assignment just as that was happening, so good on you. Thank
Over
you.
and dealt with. Now these, I just remembered with the cigarette. These are old, but what they accomplish is new.
What
Now,
what is it that they accomplish?
Oh, well, let's just say I'm a man of the old faith.
Was that so?
Hey, when you're born up in Orkney, spend a lot of time in Kirkwall, spend a lot of time in around certain places up in the north. There are certain people up there that, let's just say the good faith of God never really shook free some of the older beliefs. Christ can only dig so deep. Some things are buried far deeper than that. Let's just say my family is experienced in that regard. Now, so you're dealing with things. You're not just deserters who are camping out, waiting the war out, and then plan to fuck off into the wilds of Europe. You're here with a purpose. You fight for no man, but you fight for not what's happening.
Eloquent, yes. That would be, along the lines of how I'd describe it.
I'm a man who firmly believes that secret should be kept secret, and that there are things going on here that the rest of the world don't need to know about, and we'd be all just as good once we're done fighting, putting a bullet in our head so no one has to tell the tale to anybody else.
I like the way you think. So, is that an offer?
An offer? I thought we were just sharing a drink. Great.
Very true. Very true. Well,
I will say this to you, though. I like you, Giddy. I like what you're doing. I like your boys. I like the cut of your fucking jib. Now, I can't speak for my boys, but I can certainly talk to them. I'm maybe the only one who's truly disillusioned with fighting for a particular side in this conflict. But when the chips are down, I mean, I'd rather go AWOL and really focus on hitting the shit hard. I'd rather fight the war that I think matters than be distracted by the one that fucking doesn't. Someone killed a poor fucking Archduke? Oh, piss in my tea. Someone let loose this shit? I find that a far worthier cause to be fighting for.
that's for sure. Because if it doesn't get dealt with here and now, well, it's going to spread. And I wouldn't want to be responsible for allowing that to happen.
Good talk.
Good talk.
Have the rest of the flask.
Appreciated. Well, we're probably going to be moving out in the morning.
I'll have a talk with my men in the morning. This might not be the last time you're hearing from us, Gray. At least not from me.
Well, it's been a pleasure, that's for sure.
It's certainly been something.
Sort of raises the flask a little bit and He kind of stays at the table, sort of in thought. So yeah.
Head back to where I was to go to sleep.
Luckily, despite the sort of ever-present sound of artillery and gunfire on the horizon, all of you are used to it by now. And
Yeah.
the night passes without incident. There are people on watch. There are enough soldiers in camp that nothing is going to sneak up on you, that's for sure. So, this is probably one of the better nights of rest that you've gotten in a while.
I asked my teammates, is everyone sleeping relatively close together, or are you kind of scattered?
Thatch is actually probably wanting to stay close,
Cool.
mainly because it is all like patch note or patchy outfits and stuff, and he's cautious. He's never really dealt with deserters yet.
Yeah, when Falconer wakes up in the morning, he definitely like looks over at like the sleeping Thatch and just like lights a cigarette, reaches into your bag to find some spare parsley from last night, and I just kind of like
An arm already has you.
I was gonna tickle you with it, boy. You wanna let go of my arm now?
Let go of the parsley. I know you have it. I can hear it when it crinkles. Let it go.
Let it
That
go.
entire sentence, he didn't stutter a single time. It was absolutely straightforward.
My man is dead serious when it comes to his fucking herb.
I
And
let
then
it go.
that smiles at the joke and just kind of like lets him go.
No, note to self: you're much more efficient when your herbs are threatened.
So
Wake up.
I'm up. What's the deal with this place? Are we sticking around, or are we going?
We're gonna have a chat together as a unit, and Morose, go fucking wake up McKinley.
Morose, who is still fucking passed out in the cot. No, you know what? He's not even in the cot. He's literally just on the ground somewhere.
Morose, fucking, just like start like pat, like slap your cheeks to wake up. Oi, rise and shine, beautiful.
Fuck.
We have to have a chat. Go wake up McKinley.
Where the fuck is McKinley?
About 20 feet over there.
Yeah,
Fuck me.
basically.
I like to imagine
He
that
just
McKinley
he
is
slowly
still-
gets up using his gun as leverage.
What was that, Jordan?
I like to imagine that McKinley is probably like one of those sleepers where it's like face down, ass up, like sleeping.
Yeah. is.
Maybe like a
He
light
is.
snore too. It's just, oh yes, this is a private. This is absolutely a
That's
private.
him. That's him.
So, fucking Morose tiredly makes his way over to McKinley, who is as fucking described. And he takes the butt of his gun and he pushes at McKinley's hip until he falls over.
So, just as his just as he tips over, and he hits the ground, he's like, right, oh, sorry, so what? And then he's just like looking
Rise
around.
and shine! Welcome to the
Oh.
morning. Congratulations, we're not dead.
You're gonna miss breakfast.
Oh, right, sorry,
We have
I
breakfast.
don't know what happened. I
No,
just
we're not making
Quit saying sorry and get the fuck up. We're having a family meeting. Let's go.
Poor boy is so confused. He gets up, brushes himself off, and you know, follows everybody else.
Yeah. Hey, we need to have a talk. I had a lovely conversation with Giddy last night. Lovely
So did I.
conversation. I think mine was far more productive than yours, Morose.
Oh, I'd say there's a decent amount of production in each.
Fair enough. Alright, lads, I'll give you the scuttlebutt. There's more to, as Morose may alerted me to the fact last night. We're not chasing ghosts. We're not chasing things that are not of this world. The people responsible for what we witnessed at the depot are around us at this very moment.
You're shitting me.
Not
Nope.
in the slightest. Now, the reasoning that I was able to piece together from the context and talking to Gray himself was not as insidious as you might as we first assumed. We have seen on the Jerry side what their experimental weaponry did. Well, the top brass on our side, it would seem, shipped some things to those depots that changed the men who were posted there. And Gray's company found that out and did that to them. Now, I have reason to believe, because Gray seems like an honest man who's not gone completely off his fucking rocker, that those men were about 80% already like that when they dealt with them. The other 20 was, I mean, if you found something like that down the wild, you might put it on top of a cross too. If and to at least stop it from getting back up again.
I don't understand though. I mean, with the carvings and symbols.
Who's to say that they did the carvings? We don't know the full details. Maybe the carvings are similar to that bayonet we find. The thing that definitely clearly was meant to stop them from getting back up again.
Rose, from his leaned position, just sits up, moves in. I'm certain I did the carvings.
Well, in that case, I'm pretty sure there's a reason then.
He said there was, I will say. He
Yeah.
did say there was a damn good reason, although I disagree on their honesty.
Fair enough. Now, I haven't asked for the particulars on that exact deal, but I have reason to believe that Gray and his bedfellows are not as insidious.
I don't think they're malicious. No.
I think they do what has to be fucking done in certain cases.
I think they're fucking psychotic.
Why?
Because
How are
they're
they different? How are they different from us?
Have you already forgotten who you're with?
How are they different?
I'm not saying that they are.
Oh, that's right, you're psychotic. That's right, I forgot about that.
You know, it's a little too late to laugh about the joke when you take so long to fucking go back and forth on it. No.
I'm just waking up. This is my first cigarette of the day.
Yeah, well, fucking smoke it faster. You're funnier when you do.
Alright, look, okay, yeah, slow the draw.
What
Yeah.
I'm saying is I don't think they're honest. He tried to lie to me as I placed everything out on the table in front of him, as I gave him every option to come clean and let me know. It wasn't until I mentioned said crucified commanding officer that Gray lost his temper and shouted, "What else am I supposed to do?" So, no, I am certain that they created the carvings. I am certain that they butchered the shoulders. I am not certain on what anything else they fucking say is true.
Well, I believe that what they did may have been for a good reason.
Oh, I'm sure it was. It's always for a good reason.
And I mean in the way that we've been dealing with, similar to the fucking gas. They deal with things, Morose.
Yeah? The Jerrys thought they were doing the same thing.
All I'm saying is, we have an entire large group of people who are very fucking dedicated to ripping this stuff out root and stem. And they're not interested in bringing down more experiments like the Jerrys or our side have been doing thus far. Now, I'm not going to tell you a lie. I'm really fucking fond of the idea of making sure every scrap and experiment that either side have been touching upon are thoroughly fucking dealt with. Because I'm not fond of innocent men, innocent soldiers, being turned into guinea pigs by a bunch of tweed-coated jackasses back over in Queen's country.
Right. Well, we can agree on that. But
I'm
we can
not
also
Go ahead.
agree that these kinds of things fucking change people.
My intuition here is that yes, they do change people, but what Grey and his forces are doing are
More important.
hunting the change and dealing with it. They don't seem changed to me. They seem like they're the kind who are burning change out. They're trying to snuff out every path in sense so far.
They seem the type to me that are vulnerable.
They could use some help being less vulnerable.
There ain't nothing we can do for them.
Maybe not. But I look at Thatcher McKinley. I don't know about you, too. I only speak from personal experience, and saying this out loud is enough to get me court-martialed or put in front of a fighter and scored, but I don't fucking care. I'm particularly sick and tired fighting for a side that is looking to utilize these horrors for gain. That is willing to put men through a meat grinder just for quotas and analytics. See what happens with the formula. My talents have always been dealing with things. And I'm afraid about the day I'm going to get an order from top brass saying, don't deal with that. We want this to happen. The Jerry gas, oh, deal with that. Oh, but our gas, no, leave that there. We want that to be right there. Look what happens to the Jerry's in it. These men got Germans, Englishmen, Scotsmen, Americans alike. All I'm saying is, if we're gonna fight for something, why not fight for a fucking point that matters? I look at Thatch and I say, you want to fight for the people you have back home, your own fucking country, your precious Louisiana, New Orleans, your gumbo? What are you gaining here? What are you gaining fighting over some assassinated noble piece of shit? We have an opportunity for something that really fucking matters right in front of us. Why not fight for that instead? What do you fucking believe in, boys? All of you.
Are you suggesting deserting?
I'm suggesting breaking free from what we were forced to be thus far.
You're suggesting deserting?
Let's be honest, Morose, you've always had a little bit of insubordinate in you.
I don't want to be a guinea pig. I don't want to be put on the front lines just to test something, knowing that I may not come out. To get sent on these assignments in the first place, not knowing what the fuck they are.
I nod. Yeah.
Tear it the fuck out.
Root and fucking stem. Morose, Harry, I'm not telling you to believe in Grey or trust Grey. Fact of the matter is, I want to put him to the heat as well and find out the exact particulars of what he did and why. Because I'd like to know too what exactly that accomplished. And if it turns out that his men are a bunch of things that need to be dealt with themselves, sure. All I'm saying is, this is certainly put into my fucking perspective that there are people out there who clearly want to do something about our situation and not be constrained to a system of our powers versus their powers.
Right. It's back
I
to
do
that.
think we should be cautious, though. To assume that they did this for a good reason is entirely hypothetical. We don't know. Harry, he tried to lie to you about it.
That he did, Thatch. Thank you.
And I'm not dismissing that.
Faulkner, I agree with every point you're saying. But I do think we should take Morose's words and continue to be cautious.
Frankly, I think you're getting a bit hot-headed.
Of course I am. I'm a fucking Scotsman.
I know you're a fucking Scotsman.
Gentlemen,
You get hot-headed. You do it all the fucking time.
Gentlemen.
No. Hold on, Thatch.
other people at this camp.
Listen. I know you think I'm fucking stupid.
That's not true.
Listen. If we leave, who's helping the others? You think I'm just on my fucking patrols? You think I'm just on my missions for Queen and Country anymore? I've been here too fucking long. I know what the fuck Command wants. I don't give a shit about Command. I never gave a shit about Command. My goddamn country never gave a shit about me. Never gave a shit about you. Why would I give a shit about what they want? I was fucking thrown. But if we leave, all of the information that we could get is gone. All of the fucking privates, all of the kids were walking into this not knowing a goddamn thing. There's just two more people who know shit, who won't be around for them. Yes. I should go off with the folks who butcher corpses for a greater good that they won't even fucking tell me.
McKinley, what do you think?
So McKinley has been kind of quiet this entire time. He spent like the first half of it trying to wake up and comprehend what the heck he was being told, and like the color kind of drained from his face when he heard about what happened with them being responsible for what happened at the depot and everything. And he takes a second to collect his thoughts and sort of think about how he was going to say this. Well, this is a lot to take in, I'm not going to lie. I thought there would be glory in something like this, but I've been wrong, terribly wrong. I don't think we should come with these people if they're not going to be honest with us. I mean, what if they are the folks that we've heard about who've been not on either side, but well, what if they have something to do with these whispers that I hear in the back of my head? So, Falconer, I'm pretty sure you know what they are, don't you?
I'm familiar.
You know what I'm talking about.
I'm aware. All we know for certain, McKinley, is that these men are the ones who've been doing shit at the depots, and I would like to find out more about them, because if their cause is what I would like it to be, I find that far more fucking worthy than any other cause I've been fighting for thus far.
And if we're wrong, we're deserters.
That's why I'm saying we find out before we make a decision either way. And Morose, you're right. You're right. No, you are correct. I know you don't fight for queen and country. You fight with the people around you. I've known about that about you since day fucking one I've met you. The way I see it, I want to know more. I don't necessarily think we need to, not necessarily suggesting we need to unhitch ourselves from the wagon and go down a side trail. But if these people are doing good work, then I'd rather start angling to help them as much as we fucking can from our position where we are now, and possibly steer other good people who are useful into that fight as well, while keeping all the boys who do not belong in this fight far away from it as fucking possible. We were doing it already.
Now you're talking a little better.
Yeah.
Once you get all the fucking Scottish out of you.
It's not really out of me until I take a shit, but we're not there yet.
What? Noon?
Oh fuck, we slept in. Look. Can we all agree on this? As a unit, we're not attached to the countries we fight for. And there is the possibility that if there's an alternative to the fight, that we can be doing better work with better people and helping people in a better way. We should be helping that cause along.
I haven't fought for my country since day one. To be completely honest with you, my country wouldn't really give a shit if I came back home. But if what we do here matters, and what we do here prevents what's happening here from coming home, I'll fight for that. No teams, no sides, no powers. We're all just people in the end, right?
McKinley?
Yeah. I think that is definitely something worth fighting for.
Well then. How's about we go talk with Grey before they walk off and figure out what we can know and possibly how we can keep in touch.
Right.
Sounds like a plan.
I think with that is a good a spot as any to stop our session, because it's going to take a little more time to figure out exactly what our unit is going to accomplish. So thank you so much for tuning in. As always, if you are on Twitch, we will be hosting a post show where we will be taking questions and comments from the chat. If you're on YouTube and you would like to, be privy to the post show, please, by all means, check us out live on Twitch on Fridays. So with that, thank you so much for tuning in. We love having you here, and I hope you have a lovely night.